Hi guys, it is a spectacularly gorgeous winter day here in the flood-ravaged, blood-stained, gut-smeared wasteland of South Austin, Texas. There was some coyote kill here last night. So I cannot think of a better day than Saturday, January 18, 2014, within feet of this blood and gore splattered beach to bring you my latest update rant on wolves, on wolf killers. Why am I not surprised to find this headline? It was just, when was it? Last week, talking about how these environmental groups were up in arms and suing these goddamn rednecks out there in Idaho. They hired these goons, these armed goons, to go inside the 2.4 million acre Frank Church River of No Return wilderness. One of the single biggest untrammeled wildernesses left in the 48 states. And they sent these, I guess it was the state of Idaho in league, their Fish and Wildlife Services in league with the federal U.S. Forest Service to go into the middle of this 2.5 million acre wilderness to hunt down and murder these two wolf packs. And all of these greenies, these damn bleeding heart wolf lovers, are out there screaming and yelling. This is horse shit. This is, if you had to pick one story that illustrates the complete, what does this story illustrate? It illustrates, I guess, as much as anything, why Mother Nature needs to eradicate human beings off the face of this planet. So anyway, all these greenies going up against the rednecks out there in Idaho, pleading to an Idaho. That's kind of like pleading to Monsanto to take their GMOs out of the corn, or pleading with Rafael Correa down there in Ecuador not to sell Yasuni National Park to Chinese oil companies. You know, it's playing the system with the rules of the system. Max Egan talks about this. You cannot fight a completely certifiably insane psychopathic system by using the rules of the psychopathic insane system. But anyway, these greenies went and gave it a try out there in Idaho, and why am I not surprised to read this story in Reuters News this morning? Judge refuses to halt wolf trapping in Idaho wilderness. A district judge on Friday denied a request from conservationists to block Idaho's efforts to trap and kill two wolf packs targeted for eradication in a federally protected wilderness area for preying on elk prized by hunters. The State Department of Fish and Game last month hired a trapper to eliminate the pair of wolf packs from the Frank Church River of No Return wilderness in central Idaho. The trapping program has become just the latest flashpoint in a long-running controversy over wolf management in the region. So far, 9 wolves in the middle of this 2.5 million acre wilderness. Your tax money, I don't know if this is just Idaho's tax money or your tax money, going to hunting down and murdering these wolves. And of course, I'll put the link to this whole article to find it. Of course, them tree huggers said they would immediately appeal the decision. This is Jonathan Proctor of Defenders of Wildlife. Quote, "We don't believe that killing wolves to artificially increase elk herds for hunters is a legitimate way to manage a wilderness." Don't you love that contradiction in terms? Manage a wilderness, which is not the same as an elk game farm. There you go. So that is one down for the wolves, but right next to this story is, I guess, good news for the horses out west. Bad news for the wolves, but good news for the wild mustangs as we see horse slaughter blocked by federal law. And Joe, did you check the latest coyote slaughter down here with all the blood and gore and intestines smeared all over? Anyway, I'm doing a pro-wolf article while I'm looking at all of these blood and gore splattered rocks.
Well, you know, they were close. They were loud for a while, either last night or night before.
Well, this was last night because this was not here when I was on this rock yesterday. Anyway, let me get back to my rant here. Turning to horse slaughter. The resumption of commercial horse slaughter in the U.S. was blocked Friday as President Barack Obama signed a budget measure that withholds money for required federal inspections of the slaughtering process. I'll put the link to this story. So don't misunderstand this. There is no federal law against slaughtering wild mustangs. There's no federal law whatsoever. What this was an end run around the lack of federal law. Obama is famous for coming up with end runs around federal law, and I guess I will applaud him on this one. And so this way, there's just no money to pay the slaughterhouse inspectors, and since there are no inspectors in the slaughterhouses, there can be no slaughterhouses. And this whole story about wild mustangs, this is an example of how your old doomsday prophet and environmental alarmist has flip-flopped on an issue. I have said in several rants that these damn wild mustangs, they're just one more species of invasive, they're just one more invasive species out there that should never be running around the American West. But, you know, I was reading some, I can't remember this fellow's name, or I would certainly credit him. His philosophical spin on this, which he convinced me of, is that there used to be 5 species of wild horse in what is now the United States, and whether you want to blame it on climate change or whether you want to blame it on those planet-saving Native Americans, one more invasive species, the Native American, when they invaded the native horses' territory, these horse-loving Native Americans went about exterminating all 5 species of native horses. And so what these mustangs are Mother Nature's way of reintroducing these species of animal that humans eradicated. And it makes sense to me, guys. So I have flip-flopped on this, despite the fact that I guess they are invasive species. And you know my opinion on invasive species, number one among them being the invasive species Homo sapiens. I guess I'm going to cheer on Barack Obama for doing his part to save horses. But I got two quick rants to get to here. I got a lot on my plate today, guys, so let me wrap this up, and if I don't slip and fall on the blood splattered rocks in front of me, I will come back with two more quick ones. Bye, guys.